Where's your glass of water?
Let me go get it. Like,
Okay.
let me refill it.
Okay.
I like cold water. I don't like my water. We'll get to
Well,
that.
well, yeah.
We'll get to that. That'll be in the interview. My preference of temperatured water, it has to be cold.
Has to be.
All right.
Yes, my shit right here. So I just my shit right here.
Welcome back to another episode of Road to William. Y'all got a special guest today on my show. I never knew that I could have them on my show, but here we go. I'm tired of y'all going the humble route. I interviewed Let's Be Honest and
Okay.
Scorpio, and they're all like, oh, what do you mean? Like, y'all are legends, okay?
Thank
Y'all
you.
are legends, okay? So
Okay.
I want to introduce y'all. So let me make sure I say it right. Melee
Yeah.
Queen.
Melee. It's really the Queen is just there because Facebook won't let me not have a last name.
Oh yeah, they don't do. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So it's Melee or Melee the Queen if you feel like having a longer title. Some people feel like they have to like say a bunch of words, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
So I'm introducing Melee. You're a drag performer, and I want to get into that too. But before all of that, because you're more than just your drag performing acts, tell us a little bit about you, like how you grew up, where you grew up, and how you got into drag.
In the beginning, uh, I don't know. I was born in California, Redwood City. My parents raised me for about a year out there with my mom's side of the family, and then moved to Milwaukee with my dad's side of the family because everything is surprisingly way cheaper here. Uh, and like I just grew up on the south side of Milwaukee. English is my second language, but now my primary language, and I'm forgetting Vietnamese slowly. But I am Vietnamese, Chinese, Cambodian. My parents are from Vietnam. And I have lived in Milwaukee basically my entire life except for the first year. We visit family in California though, so I like California, but only to like temporarily be there because it's expensive. And I don't know, I went to UW Milwaukee, Tech School of Arts. I got my degree for general art because I didn't want to finish any major degree because I was like, I'm gonna be doing drag anyway. This doesn't matter anymore. My parents were like upset that I went for art, but I was like, that's what I got to do what I'm gonna be doing. And now I live here alone, and my parents have gone back to California, and I like am a landlord and a drag queen, and I try to just fill my time. I started drag at about 22. I started going out at about 22. I'm a late bloomer. And I don't know, I went through school, I went through theater makeup class, and I was like, you know what's cool? RuPaul's Drag Race, America's Next Top Model. I could figure out this theater thing and like turn it into something. If those people are doing it, why can't I do it? And it just kind of like found some friends, and now I'm here. I'm doing drag a lot.
It's interesting you bring up Top Model because now that I think about it, because I was a little kid watching that show and I didn't realize how much that goes into drag too. Like they're really teaching you how to be more confident in yourself, you know. And I think that's important when you're on stage because you're putting on a show for different people. How do you feel when it comes to performing? How important is to have that confidence? Or what do you
I
do?
think for confidence, I think it's a really good, like, obviously confidence is a part of the package. It's something you can build on. It's something that you kind of have to know you're good at somewhere in your brain. You have to have that delusion that you're gonna be good at this.
Mhm.
When I first started performing, I would just literally practice in my room. I was always a person that would like just listen to music and practice and just like do whatever freestyle like in my own space because my parents didn't have a lot of money, and when my sister would babysit me, she would literally turn on music and just leave the room and just hope that I was gonna be okay. Like she knew I was gonna be okay, but she also knew that I was a lot to deal with. So just play the music and let the kid dance, okay? Uh, so it's just kind of one of those things where it's like you do it so often for yourself, and you feel like, okay, I can't do this, and then you do it on the stage. But when I first started performing, I would just pick a song that I really knew, like really know, like that I'm comfortable with, and I would black out. Like when the music start, I don't remember anything. I don't remember. I first auditioned for UW Milwaukee, and I literally, if I didn't have it recorded, I wouldn't remember what I even tried to do
Mhm.
until you like start becoming conscious of what you're doing.
I love that. When you, I want to go back when you said your parents are, you all are from California. I'm in Cali right now,
Okay.
in LA. Living the dream of barely making it, but you love it out here.
Yeah. My sister and my parents are now in Covina, so it's pretty close.
Okay, yeah, I'm in like mid city.
Okay.
Um, but how did you when you go back? Like, do you feel some type of connection because you were there for like a year? You said when you were a kid, but do you feel some type of connection when you come back to Cali or
To
not?
Cali. I very much vacation there with my parents. Like it saves me money on hotel. With my sister and stuff. I'm not really a big city kind of person. Like it, if the highways are too big, I get really anxious because I don't like driving in general.
Okay.
So going to Chicago drives me crazy, and then like watching other people drive in California because your lanes can become like five, six at a time, and I'm like, how does this happen?
It's wild.
Yeah. So if someone's gonna drive me, yeah, I would love to be there. But if I'm by myself, I would hate to live there.
Oh man. It's I like it. See, I like driving. So I
Yeah.
just vibing out on the highways. I mess around
I
and go too north. I'm like, oh, I gotta get out of here. But
don't get me wrong. I love being on the road. I just don't want to be the one on the wheel.
you don't want to be the one driving.
Yeah.
Uh, I want to get into how they've been talking about banning drag. How do you feel about that in general? With people starting to, I feel like the queer community is starting to become more like visible to people or whatnot. But
Yeah.
how do you feel like
Thank you,
that's
RuPaul's Drag
affecting?
Race.
How do you feel about how that's affecting the queer community and the drag community now that we're becoming more visible? But now people want to shut everything down.
Um, I think it's good and bad. Do you want the good news or the bad news first?
Oh, bad. Let's do the bad.
Let's do the bad. Okay, so the bad part is that because we are visible, we're easy target. Since they know we're a minority within multiple minorities, they know that we're easy targets. Because what's really happening is like the nuclear family is at risk. And that attacks the structure of what Americans or like a lot of people who are against it believe.
Mhm.
Like you should have a husband, a wife, two kids, a dog, a white picket fence. And baby,
Mhm.
if you build up that kind of community, only some people can actually have that, and everybody else is not a priority. But unfortunately for you, America's actually majority minority. We just don't all act like it because we're all going after the American dream. So it's very the bad part is we're realizing what the history actually is, and we're trying to speak it. And there's social media, which is a positive because we can speak it and not be as like they like in history classes where they don't want to teach Black history, they don't want to teach Asian history, they don't want to teach anything but American history. And when they teach things like Native American history, it's literally just about how they took the land. Um, kind of crazy, kind of crazy. We all know that everything is built on slavery, and that's how y'all got by, and that's how the society was. So now that we are going back to like being visible, like, and the positives of it, it's like, okay, we are surviving because we're finding cures for things like, unfortunately, AIDS happened, and it just killed off a lot of people. And the big question is, why were we not visible before? And it's because like a lot of people died during the AIDS movement stuff. Like, and there's so many examples of like whole societies just like ignoring and thinking that people who get AIDS deserve to die. And they weren't looking for a cure. The society, like, this is the kind of society that we live in. So that's all the negative stuff. But the positive stuff is that we are more visible.
Mm.
And the positive stuff is, now you have to realize that the queer people are the people who were like, they already know what it's like to be ostracized and be like treated crazy. So they're going into jobs, and they should be going into jobs like healthcare and things like that, like the law. And now we are more intelligent because we are taking the steps to avoid all the bad things that the like people who are against us, like, we're proving them wrong, and that we are a part of society. And like, we are hairdressers, we are drag queens, we are like businesses, we do a whole bunch of things. But now we're like getting into like, we have degrees too, and we're just as intelligent, and we can talk, and we can have these conversations and actually get this information to people who are gonna listen and be sane about it, instead of just be like ignoring the fact that we exist.
Mm-hmm. In drag, I wanted you to talk a little bit about, because I've said this in the past in my few videos. Sometimes the queer community in itself can be kind of have our own issues too that we're fighting on top of people outside. What have you have you ever seen any like, what are your like ups and downs when it comes to like drag kings and drag queens? Have you seen each other uplift each other? Is there something they can do to build? Because what I've seen a lot is, yes, more drag queens are becoming more visible and known, but it's still kind of like drag kings are kind of still on the back burner. But at the same time, I feel like we got to pay homage to the to drag queens first, because you're the ones who are opening the door for us, the drag kings coming behind us. So how do you feel about that? Do you think there's like drama in the community in that world, or do you feel like, no, we're coming together and we're working toward a greater good?
I think that there's a struggle to get to the greater good, because like we said before, all of society is kind of looking at us and kind of being crazy, and they've always kind of put us down. So being in drag, one, is already risking your life. But two, for a lot of people who do drag, it's a safe space. And for minorities to have a safe space, sometimes there's that feeling of having to protect it and prevent other people from coming into it. So when, for example, not the only example, but like a cis white man feels like his only struggle is being queer, and doing drag was his outlet. But now minorities, women, other people that they're not used to, because they go about their life in whatever manner, and they run into whoever, right? And they don't have the experience of being around minority men who are queer, or women who are queer. They usually have like a kind of standoffish, like, a lot of queer men don't like the idea of women being in their space because they feel like it's a pressure. A
Mm,
lot of queer men don't like, a lot of feminine queer men like me feel uncomfortable around masculine men.
mm,
It's a natural thing that happens with your life experiences and what you feel comfortable with and what you've been traumatized by, right? So if your whole life has been told that you shouldn't, like, that you should be with women, but you never felt that way, and you feel like pushing off women your whole life, and now they're in your space and they're queer too, and they're like taking up space, you feel threatened, right?
mm,
Like, it's natural. It's not good, but it's natural.
mm,
So I try to take that standpoint for when people are like, I don't like drag kings, I don't understand the point. And I'm like, what you're actually doing is just limiting the ability for people to grow. And sometimes people block drag kings from getting into shows or doing more. But majority of it is lesbians and trans men who we all queer people owe their fucking lives to. So go ahead and do whatever the fuck y'all want as long as it's uplifting. I live for it. I try to be inclusive with all my shows. It's really hard for me though, because I feel like drag kings do not promote like drag queens do. They don't push the community, like they write the status after they feel blocked off from doing something, but I don't see them creating promotional material for themselves.
Mhm.
I don't as much in comparison. So my feed is full of drag queens, thirsty drag queens, and
Mhm.
drag queens that were like, well, what's the point?
Mm.
It cycles, it cycles in itself, and then like I don't know how to break the psychology of it other than to like try to be like every once in a while like, does anyone know a good drag king? Does anyone know a drag queen who is working right now? And then
Yeah.
it becomes like I have to search for it, which makes it more difficult to like vie for it, you
Mm.
know. The other side of it is like when we have that attitude about drag kings and when drag kings start, the package is going to be basic. What I used to see like a decade ago when I first saw drag and stuff, like most drag kings were jeans, denim jeans, and a wife beater. But you don't want to come to a show to see that. Like, if you're looking for high-end performance, if you're at a degree in your career, you want to book people who have rhinestone attire, who have custom attire, who like bring a flair to their outfit.
Mhm.
So I see a lot of drag kings quit before they get to the point where they make enough money to invest.
Mhm.
It's still an entertainment business. You have to look unachievable kind of thing, you know?
Mhm.
So when any entertainer comes in a sheen dress that's uncustomized or like not even put together well, like literally it's a cat suit, a
Mhm.
one-piece cat suit and a pair of thrift heels, like unless you're a really good dancer, I don't really care. And at the end of the day, it is your entertainment value. And
Mhm.
some people need the glamour, need the shimmer in order to get to the point of confidence to actually take off. Like I didn't feel good until I started getting some custom hair. I didn't feel good until I got some custom panties. Like, you know, it's just like the simple things make you feel better when you entertain and make you entertain better. And the visual is definitely part one.
Mhm.
America's Next Top Model, Drag Race. You look at the queen and you look at the set list and you're like, that person's going home first or that person's staying based on
Mhm.
that. And unfortunately, when you come in a wife beater and some denim jeans, you go, well, that person in the crowd is wearing the exact same outfit and you're just up there dancing and I have to pay you the same as this person who brought $1,000 down. Doesn't make sense.
Mhm. So,
So
yeah.
I understand people being like defensive about having drag kings in the show. I don't feel that way because I understand like there are steps that aren't y'all are not being allowed the same kind of opportunity to grow
Mm.
with drag queens. And also I've just always been more of a pop girly than a pop boy fan.
Mhm.
So it's easier. The music industry, the whole genre of entertainment is now more female visual. So it's
Mhm.
what the viewer come out to see. You have to dance really fucking good. You have to be really like to be a male entertainer. It's like kind of a whole different kind of sexualizing men is not normalized in
Mhm.
society right now.
Mhm.
So like when a man or when anybody dresses up in drag and does drag queen, it's easy to sexualize, it's easily to see as an entertainment thing because that's how society is in general.
Mhm.
It's a thing instead of like men are supposed to be people.
Mhm. When it comes to when you perform, how do you decide your music? Do you try and go with the times? Do you try and do a few throwbacks? How do you keep the audience engaged? Do you go based off your audience where like I know you got fans. I know you got fans out there. So are you kind of basing it off what they like?
I have friends. I have a lot of friends. I don't know all my friends' names, but I do love them.
Okay.
Um, it's
What
really
what do
bad.
you call your fans?
I don't call
You
them
don't have
fans. I don't call them fans. It's not, fans are like, if you legitimately are like so distant, you know?
Mm.
But these are people coming to the show. They're just there and they appreciate me. So I'm just like, okay, now you're my friend. I
Mhm.
might not remember your name because we're both like, you're drunk right now, but you're still my friend. And now that you love me, if you have any problems tonight, I'm your friend. Let me
Mhm.
know. Kind of thing. It's not, I don't think it's like anybody's out there going, oh my God, I need to keep updated. They don't know me. They don't know me. The things that I present on the stage or online are not 100%. It's an idealized thing that I'm trying to present to you. It's
Mhm.
drag. My
Mhm.
social media is also drag. Do not get that wrong. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not always like what my page is showing.
Mhm.
But I did conceptualize that you would appreciate this if I post it.
Mm.
It's kind of like a, y'all are, I'm kind of a puppet, but also the master. What was the question?
How do you prepare for a show, like including your music and your wardrobe?
Okay. So for music, I do try to keep up with it. I keep up with I finally learned how to just start adding things to my playlist on Spotify.
Mhm.
Okay, so everything is like on repeat. I'm really into Sabrina Carpenter. I'm really into Tinashe. I'm glad that they're both finally getting their flowers.
Mhm.
I really like Victoria Monet. I really like Ariana Grande. Everybody loves it when I do Ariana Grande. Um, my main taste in music is usually female mid-tempo, strong vocal, emotional storytelling.
Mhm.
Like I like that. I like when a bitch is pissed off or when a bitch is getting revenge or when a bitch is just like, I love you so much, but I'm gonna say it in more ways than a four-letter word. You know? Like,
Mhm.
um, I like slutty music. I like
Mhm.
just as long as the girl's strong. I like it.
Mhm.
Um, I stay in the realm of Ariana because people understand it. I listen to K-pop because it's easy to dance to, like freestyle to.
Mhm.
Um, I don't really, I'm not the best dancer and I'm not the best like stunt queen. Like,
Mhm.
so I need that mid-tempo to like also sell you the camp of it. Like
Mhm.
in those moments, you would think that I'm confident. You would believe that I'm sexy kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
just replicating what you see on other pop stars or other entertainers with the degree of which you want to emulate.
Mhm.
So, oh, everybody really likes my you heard the song Water by Tyla. Water by
Yes.
Tyla.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I have an
I am
octopus
hip to
song.
Tyler. I know a little bit about Tyler.
Yeah. So that's my favorite song. I just felt like it was really my time when that song came out because I keep posting about drinking water. And I was like, this is the opportunity I need. And I just like, plus it was a mid-tempo song. And I was like, okay. And it's about hooking up. It's okay. I got it. That's the kind of music that like I feel like people want to see me do because it's in my wheelhouse.
Mhm.
But yeah, mostly pop girlies, top 40s girlies, but like I like their deep dive music. Like
Mhm. Do you listen to your song before, like, the day of your show, like right when you're about to perform, or do you kind of take a break on it?
right before, it depends on if it is something that I'm learning or if it's something that I have already.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of pressure to do new music when it comes out right away to keep on brand, especially with social media, like TikTok songs and reel songs. Like social media tells you you need to do this now before other people do it and it gets stale. I'm like, for performing though, I profit off more energy wise doing songs that I just know by heart. Because you can bring down a house doing TLC, you can bring down a house doing like 90s, like Britney,
Mhm.
Christina. Like, I like things that I know. It's also a job. And
Mhm.
if you do your job incorrectly and calculate incorrectly, you're going to lose profit. So when you do dinners and a show,
Mhm.
mostly it's like bachelorettes or people like having a baby shower, things like that. And
Mhm.
you have to predict the vibe that they would want for you to profit off of. You know what I mean? It's very different from when you do a nightclub where you gotta do like something more current or like be a really good entertainer to distract the drunk people enough to give you the dollar.
Hmm.
So it depends on where I'm going and what song I'm doing, how I prepare.
Hmm. And what do you do to keep yourself safe, especially when you're doing drag performances?
Safe in what manner?
Um, like usually, I want to say before, during, and after your show because um, I know a lot of times the shows are at bars and stuff, and there's sometimes like waiting periods where you're kind of like, okay, do I want to chill in the dressing room or do I want to chill at the bars or do I want to go outside? A lot of times that's like the biggest hangout too, depending on where it is. I know like back when I did drag, I don't really do it no more. Um, I want to get back into it one day in the future, not now. I'm letting y'all shine. But
Okay.
I'm reminiscing to the time where like River West Public House,
Yeah.
times that area could be like not in that area, but like the environment there itself could be iffy up and down depending on who's running out, running
Yeah.
into the bar or whatnot. But how do you keep yourself safe and like going home too? Do you ever have a problem with that?
I have yet to have quite such a negative impact on my like safety myself, but I'm also very when I'm not on the stage, when I'm not around a lot of friends, I just really keep to myself. I keep my head down.
Mhm.
That's just the kind of person that I am naturally. Like if I don't know people, I'm not as confident kind of thing, most so literally I drive to the venue, I get in the venue, and I am the person that would usually be in the basement until otherwise prompted to be.
Mhm.
So I stay out of the way of the public until it's like I have the show face on and we're ready to do. If it's somewhere that it's like if I'm at This Is It, if I'm at my home bar, then like, I know people, I know the bartenders. Like when I'm there, they're usually there to either like just chill or to see the show, right? And so I get to normalize seeing the faces. If I recognize the faces, then I feel more comfortable, just like anybody else. If it's like a new venue,
Mhm.
it depends on who booked me, like how I act. Usually I stay to myself. I'm more friendly with people that have booked me that I'm friendlier with. So
Mhm.
like if I go out to Chicago and it's Rachel Slurs, like I try to be more talkative. I try to be more seen,
Mhm.
more part of whatever the cast and whatever the venue is doing.
Mhm.
Like if Anime from Iowa books me at the Smokestack, I'm up there because everybody's up there just painting because they do like intensive, like hardcore cosplay beyond level, like beyond what you normally see at a drag show kind of makeup. Like they go all the way. So they're sitting there until the very last moment, listening to the music, playing the playlist, conceptualizing their time, and we're all just like talking in the back. So I socialize, but I when not prompted to, there's no point. Like I don't drink, so I don't feel comfortable just being in the bar by myself.
Mhm. And I love that how you were saying in the beginning that you went to school for art, right?
Hmm.
And your family was like, "What are you doing?" How do they? What's the difference now? Like, do you see a change in how they view your career now?
Um, Uh, when I started going to college, I did kind of put a wall up with my parents. I kind of like started distancing myself, um, emotionally, mentally, all except for financially, because I needed them desperately. Okay. Uh, so it was very much, I didn't communicate, I didn't talk to them about what I was doing because I knew what I had to do, kind of vibe, and I knew that I needed them to pay for it regardless. To get to where I was going because I wasn't gonna make it if it wasn't. I just literally got the degree because I knew that that is what I felt like I should do. I needed the credentials, I needed the experience, and I needed my parents to some sort of approval.
Mhm.
You know, Asian parents, they like get a degree, go to law school, be an engineer, nursing school, anything but what I'm doing, you know? But I stuck my ass in food service for the longest time, like 16 years of food service.
Mhm.
Went through the college, then started performing like consistently after college. I finished my degree before I like deep dive.
Mhm.
And then like I was still doing food service, and only recently after my parents left and had, so I'm a little bit of a nepo baby, just a little bit, like just to get by, just a little.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I'm a landlord,
Mhm.
so now I quit my job so that I could invest in my drag more time, like more time and more money into my drag
Mhm.
because of that leeway. So I have a lot of privilege to entertain now. And like Jinx Monsoon said, like better drag opportunities begets better drag, like
Mhm.
more money that is like passive means that I can do more, right?
Mhm.
And then so more people want to see me and do the thing. But basically they didn't like it. They didn't want it. And then they started seeing the online presence that I had. My mom follows me while she sits in California.
Nice.
Like, uh, unfortunately, she can also see the thirst traps, but she doesn't say anything. Um,
Right.
so, but now that she sees that I'm okay, like financially, and she calls me every few weeks or every month, I don't answer every single time because I'm not the best son in the world. Okay, I'm busy. But as long as I'm happy, it had to be reiterated at certain points in my life that your parents should just want you to be happy and prosperous. And they had to, like, it was the same way about coming out as gay. Like, why would you do that? As if it's a choice. Why? Why? This is so different. This is so new. But they've had the experience of working really hard their entire lives. Like to the point of they didn't get to enjoy like what they
Mm.
were making because they were thinking about the future of their family, their children, my sister, me. They were thinking about us. And I'm always grateful for the life that I get to lead. It's not the most glamorous, but I do get by. I get to pretend to be the most glamorous, and that's what I live off of. And I wouldn't be able to do it without my parents. So I take that privilege in every single day and go, okay, what am I doing with it? How do I entertain the masses with this energy? Give it back to the community because I'm not gonna have kids by accident.
Oh man. And to wrap things up, what is some advice that you would give to someone right now who um their dreams they want to pursue it too, but maybe they don't have the support, you know, or they don't have the motivation to do it? What can you give some advice to someone?
Um, for someone starting drag but doesn't have the support system, that's kind of the point of this, isn't it? To make your community believe in you and your capability. So if you don't have the motivation, you have to think about your future and what you want from it. I don't want to struggle, but we struggle every day. I might be the most like quiet about it. I don't really share my struggle with people a lot. I post on my private stories where my friends, certain friends can see, like people who will talk to me. And I am grateful for them every single day. But like, if you don't have that, it's hard. But I also used to be somebody that didn't look up, didn't speak. And all you really have to do is look up one time and see, like, hey, do you guys want to go out to the show that I will be in? um it's easier when they're of your age or in your with a class with them or you work with them and you like have some kind of rapport. So like legitimately like your community is all around you. As a gay person, I was always the gay friend,
Mm.
and after they kind of token you into that spot, you kind of have a place in their heart, and then you just like roll with that. I made a lot more queer and nasty jokes after 8 years of being in one place than I did at the first month of being in one place. Like you have to roll with like start talking honestly, start saying things. Um, Speak up for yourself.
Mhm.
You have to do that. You have to show up for yourself. You have to realize that you're entertaining for yourself first and foremost. Because if I didn't dance by myself in my room, what experience would I have to dance for you? If
Mm.
I didn't find out that I enjoyed that part of me, why would I want to show it to you? So you have to find a way to motivate yourself to enjoy that part of you, that fun part of you that's entertaining. Girl, I would love to see you do an 8 count 500 times. I would love to if you can do it. Some girls be like, I can do an 8 count, and then they run out of breath, and I'm like, did you really want to do that, or did you think that I wanted you to do that? Because that's not organic to yourself. Like, drag needs to evolve organically from yourself, because it's supposed to be revealing yourself. Like, I'm revealing to you that I learned how to do this dance move. I'm revealing to you that I have this style. I'm revealing that I bought this wig. Like, it just, if you don't have it, but you're doing it, for what reason? If you find no joy. So you have to find the joy for yourself. I love this dance move I found. I love this style that I have. I love this wig I just bought for myself. Let me show you and be organic.
I tell everybody this who drop gems, you need to write a book, audiobook.
Audiobook. You know I'm illiterate. Stop this.
Look, it's about to close out, so I'm gonna come back in a few minutes. Okay, so I just want I want you to let the people know where they should find you, and if there's any events or shows coming up that you want people to go to.
Thank you everyone for listening. My name is Melee the Queen. You can find me on Instagram or all social media at Melee the Queen. That's MELEETHEQUEEN. And then if you're looking for shows, please come to Dinner and a Show at Hamburger Mary's every second Friday of the month, and some third Fridays of the month, second and third. So that changes per month. And then every fourth Friday of the month, you can find me late night at 10 p.m. at This Is It Bar, owned by Trixie Mattel, for Mania, the city's only exclusively cosplay and theme drag show. I host with Malaya Marvel, my sister of at least 10 years. But yes, please come and find me and follow me and tell me I'm pretty.
Yes. Well, I want to give a toast to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give with water. This is not Patron. It's water.
Okay. I put lemons in mine for
Ooh.
flavor.
Oh yeah, you gotta promote your water. You want to be promoted by or sponsored by a water company. What is that? Which one you want to be sponsored by?
Anyone but Dasani, because they put salt in their water.
I hate Dasani. It's not good.
Yeah. I was really upset about Cardi saying that her pussy was like Dasani, because I was like, why?
Oh my gosh. Well, cheers to you.
Cheers.
All success. I wish you nothing but the best, and I know you're gonna skyrocket. So I wanted to catch you before you skyrocket.
I love you. I appreciate you. I wish you the best. Keep doing this. Let me know when you be doing this so I can help share, okay?
Oh yes, yes. I'm gonna drop you on Monday.
Melee Monday? Melee.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay.
I love it. Thank you for coming on the show. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and go check out everything Melee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace.
Bye.
Hey. Yeah. What we do today? Yeah. I'm just trying to make a way, try to make it out.